Hello everybody and welcome back to the Beulah Public Library's YouTube channel. Thank you guys so much for tuning in, and as you all know, this Sunday is Valentine's Day. So because of that, we are going to be reading all about Valentine's today. Especially we have two books in mind, The Love Monster. So because we're reading two books of The Love Monster, our craft this week will be making our own Love Monster inspired puppet. So make sure you stay tuned at the end of the video so we can do it together. And as always, if you guys are comfortable, please make sure you send in your little ones doing the crafts. I would love to see them and would love to post them to our Facebook page. So with your guys' permission, we kindly ask that you guys send those in. And without further ado, let's get started with our welcome song. If you're ready for a story, you know it. So let's get our hands ready to clap. If you're ready for a story, clap your hands. If you're ready for a story, clap your hands. If you're ready for a story, if you're ready for a story, if you're ready for a story, clap your hands. If you're ready for a story, touch your nose. If you're ready for a story, touch your nose. If you're ready for a story, if you're ready for a story, if you're ready for a story, touch your nose. Let's do our ears last. If you're ready for a story, wiggle your ears. If you're ready for a story, wiggle your ears. If you're ready for a story, if you're ready for a story, if you're ready for a story, wiggle your ears. Okay, let's dive right into it. So our first book we have is called Love Monster. So let's get started. Love Monster. This is a monster. Hello, monster. I think you'll agree he's a bit funny looking, to say the least. He lives in a world of cute, fluffy things, which makes being funny looking pretty darn hard. You might have noticed that everybody loves kittens and puppies and bunnies. You know, cute, fluffy things. But nobody loves a slightly hairy, I suppose a bit googly-eyed monster. Poor monster. This might be enough to make a monster feel, well, a bit down in the dumps. But not being the moping around sort, he decided to set out and look for someone who loved him, just the way he was. He looked high and he looked low. He looked middle-ish. He looked inside and outside. More than once he thought that maybe, just maybe, he found what he was looking for. But as it turned out, things were never quite as they seemed. Yes, it would be fair to say that his search did not go well. And then it didn't go well some more. It didn't go well for such a long time, in fact, that it began to get dark and scary and, well, not very nice. So, the monster, having lost all his oomph, decided it was time to give up and go home. But in the blink of a googly eye, everything changed. You see, sometimes when you least expect it, love finds you. The end. All right, everybody, the next song we're singing is Skidamarink. And you might know this song, and when you think of this song, you might think of your brother, your sister, your grandparents, anybody. So I have my little puppet friends here with me today. And when you think of this song and we sing it, think about who comes to mind, because Valentine's Day could be for just letting anybody know that you love them. So let's get into it. Skidamarink-a-dinky-dink, skidamarink-a-doo, I love you. Skidamarink-a-dinky-dink, skidamarink-a-doo, I love you. I love you in the morning and in the afternoon. I love you in the evening and underneath the moon. Skidamarink dinky dink, skidamarink doo. I love you. All right. Thank you, everybody, for helping out with me. And so, who comes to your mind when you sing that song? For me, I think of my puppy and I think of my family. Who do you guys think of? So awesome. Okay, well, I'm going to put our friends down and we'll get right back into our second book. Okay, and this second book, I'm really excited to read because I really like it. And it's called A Crankenstein, Valentine. So let's get into it. Have you ever seen my little sweetheart, Crankenstein? You can't miss Crankenstein on Valentine's Day. You would say, Happy Valentine's Day, my love. Crankenstein would say, Yuck. You would say, Look who's got brand new heart undies. Crankenstein would say, Yuck. You would say, Don't forget to bring roses to all your teachers. Crankenstein would say, Yuck. You might see Crankenstein getting a big red smooch on the school bus. Or eating a heart-shaped peanut butter and jelly sandwich and heart-shaped apple slices. Yuck. And using a heart-shaped napkin covered in hearts. You may even find Crankenstein making his own kind of Crankenstein Valentine. Roses are red, violets are blue. Valentine's Day stinks. Seriously, P.U. You could certainly find him biting into a chocolate with a surprise hairy coconut inside. XOXO, your secret admirer. Yuck! Crankenstein does not care for that kind of chocolate. Or helping to make the mushy-gushy Valentine's Day garland. Crankenstein does not appreciate helping making the mushy-gushy Valentine's Day garland. And you're guaranteed to find Crankenstein in Valentine's Day's school pageant. Crankenstein never said he wanted to be in the Valentine's Day school pageant. Nope. There's absolutely no way, no doubt, not now or not ever, that Crankenstein wants anything to do with Valentine's Day. Except for maybe one thing. A best friend who understands exactly how you feel. Roses are red, violets are blue. On Valentine's Day, I feel just like you. Ew! Only 364 days until next Valentine's Day. The end. All right, when I think of Valentine's Day, I think about songs that I think of when I think of others. So another song that we are going to be singing is called You Are My Sunshine, and you've probably had people sing this to you when you were even littler than you are now. So if you remember it, please sing along with me. You are my sunshine, my only sunshine. You make me happy when skies are gray. You'll never know, dear, how much I love you. Please don't take my sunshine away. All right, and let's get into our last book. And now we're going to be reading our third and final book, which is also about the same love monster and who we're going to be making a craft to look like. And this one's called Love Monster and the Last Chocolate. So let's read it together. Love Monster and the Last Chocolate. This monster, hello Love Monster, was just getting back from his vacation. And although it was a little bit exciting to be home, he was sad to leave his adventures behind him. But wait, what was this? A box of chocolates just sitting there, waiting to be found? Love Monster couldn't believe it. You see, everybody knows that monsters seriously love chocolate, especially this monster. His mouth started to water just thinking about what might be inside. Perhaps there'd be a peanut butter crunch, or even an extra fizz banger sherbet. Or maybe, just maybe, a double chocolate strawberry swirl, Love Monster's absolute favorite. But then he had thought that he just couldn't unthink. He should probably share the chocolates with his friends, but what if there weren't enough? Or what if someone took the one he wanted the most? Or worst of all, what if the only one left for him was the coffee one? Ew, everybody knows monsters hate the coffee one, especially this monster. Yuck! Well, I'm sorry to tell you that after thinking all of those thoughts, Love Monster decided it would be safer and kinder and better for everyone if he kept the chocolates just for himself. That's not very nice, though, is it? So he went inside his house, and so did the box of chocolates, without a whisper of a word to anybody. Love Monster couldn't wait. Oh, how his mouth watered. But just as he went to lift the lid, he had sort of a queasy, squeezy feeling in his heart. It was a feeling the monster gets when he knows he's about to do something he shouldn't. And before you could say, "Pass me the truffle surprise," he burst out of his house and ran as fast as his toes would carry him to his friend's house. And when he did, in a very out of breath and a bit shouty voice, he said, "I got back from my vacation and I found some chocolates and I was going to keep them all to myself, but then I realized I wanted to share them with you and I don't ever even want a single one. Well, maybe I just want one." And do you know what his friend said? "Silly monster, just open the box." To Love Monster, we missed you so much. We saved you our last chocolate, your favorite, because you're our favorite monster. XO. You see, sometimes it's when you stop to think of others that you start to find out just how much they think of you. The end. It's so nice. One thing that we should always do is try to always do something nice for somebody, even as simple as saying, "I'm glad you're here today," or "I'm glad you're my friend," is nice enough. Because sometimes people just like to know that they're appreciated. And that's what Valentine's Day, I think, is all about, is just showing the ones that you love the most and you care about just how much you appreciate them. So, without further ado, now we're going to be jumping into our Love Monster. And if you want to follow me, and if you picked up a craft packet or you had craft packets dropped off to you, why don't we get started? Okay, so the first thing that you're going to need is your craft packet, which should have black construction paper, some white construction paper, a brown bag, some googly eyes, some red tissue paper, and some pink construction paper. Things you'll need besides that is just some glue, a black marker, and some scissors. So let's get started. Okay, so the first thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to grab your paper bag, because this is going to be where our monster sits. So we're going to make his face this little square area that can go up and down, and the rest will be his body. But the first thing we need to do is we need to take our tissue paper and rip, because this is what we're going to use to make our Love Monster's fur. So just take that tissue paper and rip. Now that that's done, you're going to put all of your red paper into one little pile here. And you're going to start. And what I like to do, I usually use just normal school glue when I'm doing stuff like this. I find it a little bit easier to glue on the paper bag, but a glue stick will work just as fine too. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to start by putting glue down, not too much because you don't want to make your paper get too wet, but I just put glue down, and I'm going to start by putting my red tissue paper all over my brown paper bag. So we're just going to keep doing that until it's all filled up. And you can feel free to leave a little bit of the outsides without red because we're going to outline that with black. So don't feel bad if you have some blank spots around the sides because that'll get filled in later. And what I like to do on the sides where the ears would be, I like to take more of my paper that kind of has a little bit of a sharp side, if you will, so it kind of mimics an ear shape, kind of like that. So you want a pointed end out. Okay, and then I'm going to do the same thing, just grab a similar size shaped paper like this. So you kind of want them to look a little jagged out or edged out because those are going to be your ears for your monster. But other than that, and everything else can go just how you like it. I'm just going to be putting a couple more pieces on my bare spots. Okay, now that that's done, we're going to put this guy to the side and let him go to the side so he can dry a little bit, all that glue that we used. Okay, so what you're going to want to do next is you're going to want to take your pink construction paper and we're going to draw a little heart shaped and we're going to cut it out because we're going to put it on our love monster. So once you're done doing that, just cut your heart out. And if you need to, feel free to pause the video while you guys are doing this. I'm just speeding it up just so you guys can get the idea. Take your time and I will be ready for you when you guys are ready for the next step. That's what's so great about these videos is we can just pause it at everybody's pace. So if you need extra time, don't worry about it and feel free to ask your parents or if you can to pause it. All right, and now I have my little heart that I had cut out and I'm just going to put him to the side. The next thing I'm going to be doing is grabbing my black construction size paper and all we're going to do is we're going to take our scissors and we're going to cut out a square rectangular size shape and this is going to be our mouth. So you just want something to look similar like this. We're going to put that to the side too along with our little heart. Now we're going to be taking our last piece of paper, which should be your white construction paper. And what you're going to want to do is, if you need to trace the triangles, to trace triangles on your sheet. You want to make 2 triangles because we're going to cut out 2 of them to make for our monster's teeth. So once you're done drawing your triangles, make sure you cut them out. All right, and you should have shapes that look like this, and they don't need to be the same. They can be different because they're just your monster's teeth. Okay, and now that we're done, our glue should be pretty much dried. So the next thing you want to do is you're going to want to take your black marker, and you see where everything is kind of brown right here. We're going to outline our monster. So you're just going to want to make some lines at the sides and at the bottoms, because if you look in our book that we read, our love monster is outlined in black. So we're just going to do the same thing to our own love monster. Okay, and it should look something like this. Start putting your brown or your black strip right here where the mouth would be. And then I am going to glue on some more triangles for the teeth that we used. Do the same thing on this side. And so it should look something like that. And so when you're done, you can put your googly eyes right here. And all I did was I took my black marker and I made lines right here for my guy's eyebrows. And I put one heart here already, but since our love monsters can be whoever they want to be, I'm going to make mine have two. So when you're done, your love monster should look something like this. So all we did was we put our red tissue paper, we glued it all over our monster. Then we cut out our hearts and we glued them on the love monster. We took our black rectangle and we glued him down. And then we took our triangles and we put them on top for our monster's teeth. And if you want, you can take your teeth and outline them in black, just like the love monster. See how I am just outlining his teeth. And do the same on the other side, so we're outlining those triangles in black. Just like we outlined our outside of our red paper too. And there you have it, is your very own love monster. So, if you want, you can put your hand in the puppet and you can hold on to him and go roar, but with love. So if you guys picked these up or you got these dropped off to you, I hope you guys enjoyed making your craft packet and your love monster, and I hope you enjoyed reading all those stories with me. There is also a special surprise in your craft packets. You'll notice there's a Valentine for me, Miss Jamie, and there is also a little special treat for you guys. It is my way of saying thank you so much for spending your time with me and letting me read to you. I love doing this every week, and it is the highlight of my week, and I couldn't do it without you guys. So to wrap things up, I think we're going to be singing our goodbye song, which is Adios, mi amigos, which means goodbye, my friends in Spanish. Adios, mi amigos, adios. Adios, mi amigos, adios. Adios, mi amigos, adios, mi amigos, adios, mi amigos, adios. Goodbye, my friends, goodbye. Goodbye, my friends, goodbye. Goodbye, my friends, goodbye, my friends, goodbye, my friends, goodbye. I hope you guys have a great rest of your week and a fantastic Valentine's Day, which is on Sunday. And I look forward to seeing you all next week. I hope you guys enjoyed this as much as I did. And happy Valentine's Day from the Beulah Public Library. We will see you next week. Bye-bye.